welcome back to the 55 channel. Today we're going to be reviewing the Nitecore TM20K, and that stands for Tiny Monster, and 20K means that it has 20,000 lumens. All right, so this is actually really a tiny monster, super bright. It has 19 Cree XP-L2 LED lights here. That's what's going to be putting out that many lumens. All right, so you see it's kind of, I would say, medium-large sized flashlight. Everybody's hands are not the same size, so for comparison, it's a 91mm Swiss Army knife. So you can see kind of comparison there of size. Let's go ahead and weigh it while we're kind of doing dimensions. So it is right under 15 ounces, and that is 423 grams. So actually not bad. Not lightweight. I mean, I wouldn't want this in my front pocket. It does have a pocket clip on it that is attached, and I guess it could be removable. Yeah, shouldn't be any problem with that. It also comes with this hard case. So you slide this right in here. There we go. All right, like that. Like I said, it's a hard case. The top is got a magnet on it. And then for attaching this to your belt, wherever else, got it on top. All right, so, oh, there we go. All right, so it has two 21700 batteries built in, and so that gives a total of 9,600 milliamp hours. And so a fairly large battery, but again, when you're putting out that kind of, lumens, you're going to, of course, want a larger battery. The lowest feature on it, the ultra low, is 320 lumens. And so not very bright. And then it goes up to 3,100 lumens. And again, my camera is going to kind of not really show the different brightnesses. Then, of course, it has the turbo button, it does 20,000. And we'll get to that here in a bit. All right, so first let's go ahead and go over the different buttons that we have. You have right here the different modes. So you have lockout, then you have the daily use, and tactical. All right, so lockout naturally makes sense. That means it's not going to turn on. And that's actually an important feature, because if you have this in your backpack and you accidentally press a turbo button, which actually is really easy to press, then it really quickly starts burning stuff. So it's a demonstration. All right, you can see smoke already starting to rise. It's starting to already get deformed. And so, yeah, really quickly, that still has some distance between the flashlight and this little pouch. And so, yeah, this will really quickly melt stuff. Like you see it causing a fire in your backpack. And so that's why it's important to put it over into safety mode or the lockout mode. And it might be good to carry it in the case to make sure it's not getting bumped or anything. All right, so the difference between the daily mode and the tactical mode is the daily mode, when you click the button, it stays on. All right, whereas under tactical mode, you push the button, when you let go, it turns off. All right, something else under the daily mode is if you hold down this button, which is the mode button, if you hold it down, it'll go into a floodlight. All right, so just like that. So you notice the focus beam of light is gone, and I'm blind you guys here. You'll see just the ring of LED lights around it are now on. And I click that mode button again, and now then you have all of them are on. All right, so that was kind of blinding. All right, so back to the buttons. Obviously, this is the power button. And also it has a small little LED light in there that if you push and hold down, I think you get the click, yeah. All right, so you see how it starts blinking? What that does is it's showing the voltage of the battery. And so here in a second, I'll explain to you once it stops blinking. All right, so what it does is it'll blink, and for every time it blinks, it shows the voltage. Then there'll be a pause, and then it'll show you the point, whatever voltage. And so it blinks like 4 times, and then it stops, and it blinks another 2 times. That means it's 4.2 volts. which if I remember correctly, that is the maximum. That's full. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Click on that, 1, 2, 3, 4, and nothing else. All right, so that means it's 4.0 volts. So not quite full, but almost full. All right, so like I said, the power button, and this I've already shown. This is the mode button, and whenever you have it turned on, it'll scroll between the different brightnesses. All right, and then actually ambidextrously on both sides, you have the turbo button, and this actually turns on the 20,000 lumens. All right, so either side. And so you can see, I mean, that's quite bright. And we're actually going to demonstrate that outside to actually show you a bit more about that. So it takes a Type-C USB charger, and it actually, fortunately, it has quick charge feature. And when you use a quick charge charger, it only takes about 4 hours and 30 minutes to charge up from empty all the way to full. If you don't have a quick charge, it takes 7 hours and 30 minutes to fully charge the flashlight up. And so it takes quite a while to charge it up. But once again, if you use this on the ultra low, which is 320 lumens, which honestly, 320 lumens isn't bad. That's 320 lumens. It actually, the flashlight on a full charge can last up to 13 hours on the lowest setting. And if you set it on the highest, of course, I think it's like 45 minutes, and the turbo is of course going to eat the battery really quickly, but also you can't keep it left on in turbo. It'll eventually, you'll see in a second, it's going to drop down to the next brightness level. All right, so there you go. So that's what it does to protect itself from overheating. And so, and again, like I said, it eats a lot of power whenever you do that. All right, so you might ask, why do I want a flashlight with 20,000 lumens? It's actually very convenient for like if you're walking around, even if you have it up on a brighter setting, 1,000 lumens, 3,000 lumens, that's bright. But then, like when you click on the 20,000, you see it literally floods the entire area, so you can see everything you're looking for. So it's good for searching, whatever. But also it's good for, I would say, like self-defense, because if you have 20,000 lumens, suddenly shine in your face, that's blinding. Plus, something else I didn't mention, if you hold down the turbo button and then you push the mode button, it goes into strobe. And yes, it's strobing at 20,000 lumens, which will, yeah. All right, again, the camera just doesn't know what to do about that. But yeah, that for self-defense, that's going to be quite blinding. All right, so the next thing, this flashlight is IP68 rated, and so that's the waterproofing. So let's go ahead, and we're going to see how it holds up. Once again, like I say almost every time, this is just should be a really simple test because it's not deep. IP68 is like 1 meter for up to, seems like an hour or something like that. I don't remember now the exact specs for IP68. So IP68. All right, so we want to check that the port is closed all the way. That's going to be the one spot where a user error could really cause a problem. All right, and then there's nothing to tighten down. I didn't mention it, but there are 2 batteries in here, and they are not accessible. And so, I don't know, maybe I guess if you took it apart, you'd probably get to the batteries. But what I mean is, there's not like a tail cap you can unscrew. So don't have to worry about that. And it doesn't even quite exactly all fit in at the same time. All right, let's go ahead and turn it on while it's in here. All right, so we see the button works. Let's do the turbo underwater. All right, there we go. That's bright. Start boiling the water here. Not literally. All right, so let's go ahead and take this out and let's see how it's doing. And dry this off. You see how easy it is to turn on that flashlight? Just by like drying it off and touching stuff. It easily, especially with the turbo being right here, it's easy to accidentally bump it. All right, so looks like I have it mostly dried off. So first of all, let's look. I don't see any water under the lens. And I don't see any water in the charging port. And still works. Buttons work. Turbo works. All right, so like I said, again, that small little water test, it's should be insignificant for a flashlight with a rating of IP68. But anyways, that's still good to see that, you know, even with a small little submersion like that, it held up just fine. So next thing let's do is take it outside, and we're going to, I'll show you the different brightnesses outside, and then we'll be back to finish this up. All right, so we're going to do the brightness test. So we'll start in the lowest setting. All right, then we're going to work our way up. All right, and that's the brightest other than the turbo. All right, then we're going to go to the turbo. So you can see it illuminates the entire area around, like just absolutely floods. And then it dropped down to keep it nice and cool. All right, so one more time. All right, so that's the turbo. And back down. All right, so that was the brightness test. And it's kind of hard to really show it on the camera because it kind of like adapts. Your camera is supposed to, you know, if it's darker, you know, it'll basically adapt to it. When it's brighter, it again adapts to that. So it's not necessarily very well to see exactly how well it actually, like how bright it shines. But nonetheless, it's crazy. It really is. It's a tiny monster. And so, quite impressive. All right, so this flashlight costs $300. Nitecore just recently released it. I'll include a link in the description of the video to where you can find this. And the last time I checked on that website, it said, I think like the 23rd of April was actually the ship date they're expecting. I'm not sure if it's because it hasn't released yet or if it's already back ordered. But anyway, be sure to check that out if you're interested in seeing that and trying that out. I definitely would recommend it. It's one of the flashes that definitely impressed me by its size and by just how bright it really is. I mean, it's insane. All right, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Let me know what you think about that flashlight.